Derek Pouncey called me and he said, "Hey Brandon, I've got an idea about a camp. Can we have lunch?"
He came to me one day and told me that God had placed this burden upon his heart to do a camp.
He wanted people to experience the peace and the joy that he had in his life.
It was really just a concept. It was an idea. We knew that if we used sports, that we could maintain the attention of the kids.
Most of my conversation with Derek was about the planning of the camp. How are we going to do this? How am I going to get the funding? Is this really something that we're going to be able to do?
He knew that it was to a bigger and broader audience.
He used the platform that God gave him to share the gospel of Jesus Christ.
He had a passion and desire to reach the kids in the community.
This is what he was put on this earth to do.
He just really saw the need there for the kids in Meridian to have access to the Word of God.
God blessed it. It became the Pouncey Power Camp.
Pouncey Camp was where Derek truly became my friend. When you spend that amount of time praying with somebody that the Lord would move, you get to know them.
Throughout his battle with cancer, Derek never really wanted a lot of attention. He didn't want the attention on him. He wanted the attention more on his ministry and the focus of the camp.
He battled his way through it, and quite honestly, I saw a strength in Derek that I never really knew that he had.
He put on the armor every day and went to battle.
His testimony with cancer really resonated inside of me, myself, who has dealt with physical limitations at an early age.
In between the fights with cancer, the Lord allowed some significant things to take place.
Kurt and I never gave up hope. I knew God was in control, but as a mom, you never give up hope, even though the outcome of what the doctors would tell us, there's no cure for this. We just knew there was going to be a miracle.
Derek's health was going downhill significantly, and the race seemed to be on.
And I'll have to be honest with you, the hardest thing I've ever done is to lose my son.
Late in 2014, Jesus called Derek home.
The first year, all we wanted to do was pour into those kids.
So that first one, it was organized chaos.
Chaos.
It was chaotic.
We were last minute grabbing volunteers.
We didn't do a registration. We just kind of opened it up to the public. It was in the paper.
They did not have a well-defined program or materials for the students.
Everything happened late. Nothing ran on time.
This was totally against everything that I'd been a part of.
The Boys and Girls Club were coming and they were marching down the street with literally hundreds of children, and Derek was freaking out.
I was approached by Derek and FCA to do, they wanted our kids to be involved.
The first camp was really more so kind of the kids learning what was expected. What do we do? What's this camp for?
It didn't take long for those kids, our kids, to get involved and get excited and get their minds off of all the other things that were happening around them.
But I was blown away at the impact that FCA was having in the community through this camp.
I remember having all the kids sign one of those banners at the end of the first year of camp, and that banner hung in my office for the next several years.
You've got all these coaches that are pouring into these kids' lives.
We've got an opportunity that everybody in education does not have.
We had coaches from everywhere, and they came and they loved on these kids through sports.
I had heard conversations many times that he and his dad would have about the responsibility of coaching and the need in the city for those children that were not getting the word.
They really want to pour into the community and they really care about students.
Coaches have a huge impact.
So the kids truly are getting a very genuine teaching athletic experience.
They're coming together, they're bonding, they're hugging, they're singing together, they're talking about how positive things that are occurring in their life.
The music is a part of it, the testimonials, but it's always bringing something new.
In recent years, we've covered as many as 4 and 5 different sports.
Camp has grown from 200 to 300 kids to last year was almost 500.
Now that FCA is involved, it's very well organized. The huddle leaders have a very well-defined plan of what to share and materials to share with the students.
The community support has grown to where kids look forward to the camp now, and they're expecting it every year.
It's changing and it's evolving in a very good way.
The far-reaching impact of the camp is the greatest testament.
To watch the hands go up during the testimonies, to watch people need more pledge cards, to see that we run out of pledge cards for children that are professing their faith to the Lord, to know that the Lord is moving in our community in big ways and that He is still all-powerful.
I remember one particular student telling me about how he learned about who Jesus was.
You see that you're not the only one that have gone through some things, and that is extremely important for young people.
It's so powerful.
By far, it is larger than one conversation and 2 guys that thought we could do a sports camp to share the love of Jesus.
Whether it's called the Pouncey camp or not, or because of Derek, that's not what it's about. It's about reaching children or those who do not have that personal relationship with Jesus Christ.
It's reached people that I don't even know at this point.
The thing that I tried to impress upon Derek was that it wasn't about all of the games that we won, it was about the 3 that we lost.
We've reached over 2,000 kids and given out over 2,000 Bibles in our community alone.
God used Derek tremendously.
With or without Derek, with or without me, the camp needs to continue.